If I had known how memory works back in my school days, I would have used my brain completely different. Hi everyone, I'm Yasmin and today I'm a software product engineer. But let me tell you a secret. I wasn't always an A grade student. I didn't get to this position because of some natural born genius. For a long time, I struggled just like everyone else. But everything changed when I stopped trying to force information into my head and actually sat down to understand how the brain stores memory. Once I understood that framework, I worked on myself, changed my approach, and built the career I have today. And that is exactly what I want to share with you in this video. You don't need to be born with a special talent. Talent can be built step by step if you know how to use the right framework. To understand how to build a lasting knowledge, we first look into how our brain processes information. Scientifically, there are three types of memory. It is sensory memory, short-term memory, long-term memory. What is sensory memory? This is what you experience every single second through your senses. What you hear, touch, taste, smell, and see. It vanishes almost instantly. Let's see what is short-term memory. Think of this as your brain's temporary notepad. It's easy to get, but it holds the information for a few minutes to few days. Long-term memory. This is the ultimate goal. It's a permanent storage. It can hold a vast amount of information for years essentially. There is no limit to its capacity. So, the real question is how to get things out of the temporary short-term bucket and lock them safely into our long-term memory. Here comes the core framework. It relies on four critical pillars. G.E.S.R, which is gathering, encoding, storage, and retrieval. To understand how naturally your brain wants to use this framework, think back to your school days. Think of a massive sports match you played in and won. Even decades later, you'll probably still remember the details of that match. Why? Because it's perfectly fit into the G.E.S.R framework. Let's break it down. Weeks before the match, you were gathering data. You observed the opposite team, their strengths, their weakness, and how to beat them. You didn't just grab this info on the spot. You worked hard for years, practicing and collecting insights. Every piece of information you collected is actively processed by your brain as you made a plan with your team. Because it was important and deeply processed, that plan and experience were deeply stored in your brain. On match day, you used that plan and won the match. And because you pulled out and used that information under pressure, it was locked into your long-term memory forever. So, how do we apply the exact same framework for studying, learning a new tech stack, or mastering a hot skill? When you read a book or documenting something and take notes in your own words, you are gathering information. But more importantly, your physical act of writing or organizing those notes forces your brain to slowly process the info. This is where Encoding happens, turning raw data into brain ready signals. Once encoded properly through deep focus, the brain organizes and stores it. This is the magic step. When you test yourself, solve a problem without looking at an answer, or try to teach the concept to someone else, you force your brain to go into its files and pull out the info. The more times you pull out that file out, the stronger the brain pathway becomes. This is how you ensure you can remember the same info even when you're 60s. Now let's talk about the world we live in right now. In this AI driven world, gathering information is no longer hard. You can ask an AI any question and boom, you have an answer. But here is the trap. AI summaries do not automatically fit into your brain's framework. When you read a beautifully generated AI summary, it gives you a false feeling of knowing it. You feel like you know everything in that moment, but the second you are asked to actually build something or test your knowledge or teach it to appear, you suddenly freeze. It feels incredibly difficult. Why? Because you skipped the encoding and retrieving steps. The AI did the gathering and processing for you, your brain remained inactive. Don't trust AI alone to create a memory for you. Only you can build a memory. Reading, active note taking, testing, and teaching are absolutely required if you want to actually own the knowledge. The secret isn't to stop using AI, it's to add AI into that framework, not let it replace it. Use AI to help you gather or clear up doubts, but then close the tab, pull out a piece of paper, and do the heavy work of encoding and retrieving yourself. Becoming a great at what you do isn't it about a high brain score you were handed at birth. It's about understanding how your own mind works. Treat your learning like the championship school match. Gather the data, encode it deeply, store it right, and practice pulling it out constantly. If a regular student like me can use this to become a product engineer, you can absolutely do it too. How are you using AI in your learning routine? Let me know in the comments below, and let's talk about how to fix it and to fit your memory framework. Don't forget to like this video if it helped you, and subscribe for more ideas on engineering mindsets and build a structured life. See you in the next one. Until then, signing off, Yasmin.